Welcome back, everybody. Pia watched Rally Japan, and she's going to break down 20 stages, supposedly, in 1 minute. And in 3, 2, 1, we go.
World Rally Championship Round 8 in Japan, asphalt tarmac rally. It's the last one of the season. So it was a morning rally for the car of the World Rally Championship, one car. And we had thick forest, mix of asphalt, a little bit of dry, a little bit of wet. But Elfyn Evans took the lead right from the get-go. Hometown hero Taka was the one everybody was rooting for. However, in the very early stages, he got a puncture to his tire, which ruined his whole tire strategy for the first day. However, Oliver Solberg was still in the fight also. Oliver Solberg, no way. He made another mistake. Stage 10, he beached the car. So it was really Elfyn Evans taking it all the way until stage 20. He took the win. Oliver Solberg took the final Super Sunday and the Wolf stage win. Congratulations to him.
10 seconds.
We are now at the end of the final. That was it. I mean, that's all the summary I have. So good.
Okay. Oh, hey, you done it in less than world record. 20 stages of rally in 56 seconds. That's when I stopped. You were kind of done a second before. That is a new world record called the Guinness Books.
But then also, how much do you know now about the World Rally Championship Japan?
Okay. First of all, good job. Round of applause. Second, I have a few questions now.
Okay, hit me now. Yes. I have. I mean, there's more, obviously, that I can share.
Yeah.
But you have a little intro of what
happened.
So
it sounds like to me, based on the summary, this was like a huge blowout performance by Evans.
I wouldn't call it
he won a lot of stages, right?
Yes. I mean, it was not a blowout performance per se, but he was leading it from the get-go, and he was the number one throughout it.
He's in a Toyota?
He's in a Toyota. So we had Toyota 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, Thierry is the only one, right?
Yeah. Well, no, we have.
No, the only one that has one in a Hyundai.
This season so far.
In a non-Toyota car.
So far, because that was the big thing this weekend, which I didn't realize, but it was such a rally of mourning because it was the last rally on asphalt or tarmac with this current iteration of the World Rally Championship one car.
Yes, because next year is the new one.
Because they're having regulation changes.
No more asphalt races then for the rest of the season.
Correct. Yes.
Okay,
so we're going to go into like a big stint of gravel now.
Okay.
Before we end in the desert in Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken. But so it was like I just didn't realize how bittersweet it is to everybody. You know, at the end, like people were just really just going forward and really just trying to have a good time.
Okay.
Especially on the last final stage, because they knew this was the last time they were driving this type of car on the tarmac. And it's just apparently the feel of it and the speed of it is just so special.
Interesting.
You know, and for the Toyota guys, it was even more special because the car just clicked. The car is in such a good setting on the tarmac, so it must be an incredible feeling. The Hyundai guys, it was a little different because the car just didn't quite get it right. The car with the tire just didn't quite click on the asphalt tarmac, so they didn't have, I think, the great experience that they wanted as their final tarmac asphalt challenge. But it was just this almost like a dark cloud
that was hanging
over it.
Interesting.
And I was like, I didn't realize that obviously going into the weekend, because I also forgot that the rest of the season will be mostly gravel, or at least no more asphalt or tarmac. So it's just like really interesting.
It is interesting because we've went through regulation changes in other series, and it never came across to me like this. But maybe it was also because people were happy to move on from the regulations. That might be it. I don't also know how long it has been for rally since there was a regulation change. Because I was aware of the 2027, and I know that there are big changes coming, and I think also it is making it, I think, a little bit easier also for new people to come in, I think, with the regulation. But again, I'm not in it.
Yeah.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Okay. So what's happening with Solberg?
Oh my God.
So tell me what happened there.
Yeah. I mean, Oliver Solberg, he's so good. It's his first full season in Rally 1, but he has so much strength to him. He has so much speed to him. And there was even, I had written this down, two things I want to bring up about this. So in stage 10, he got off the track and he beached his car, because Japan is incredibly technical. It's a lot of very narrow paths. There's either cliffs or like forests, which is trees on one side, or you have these kind of like drain ditches that if you get your tire in there, that's what happened to Taka. He got a puncture. So there's like these drain ditches that you can get caught in. It's super narrow, so you have to be really on point. It's so windy. So it was a big undertaking for the co-drivers also. This rally, just because it's nonstop, like because it's really no release, you know. And it was also especially difficult for the brakes during certain aspects of it, because they go up and then they have this really fast downspeed section, but it's still windy, so you're constantly hitting the brakes. So the brakes get hot and soft, and then the braking pedals sometimes get loose, so you have to push further to get the same, which also makes it, of course, more difficult. But so Ali is so good, but he just keeps making these little mistakes that hurt him, because then we see on Sunday, Super Sunday, where you can get the additional points, and the Wolf Super Stage at the Wolf Power Stage where you get additional points. He always gets those additional points, and he often wins those, but he makes a devastating mistake during the rally where he has to retire from it, so it hurts his overall win. And there was even Sébastien Ogier, who is, of course, a rally legend. He also commented on it, because he had found out once he had completed his run that Ollie was out, because when he was interviewed by the car, he found out, and he was like, yeah, you know, he is very fast and he takes risks, and sometimes he's like, oh, is he taking too many risks? And then the commentators was like, oh, is Seb feeling threatened, or is it just his experience talking? I think it's his experience. I mean,
it's also very clear, right? Because it's like he's pushing the limit just a little bit too far, and it has devastating results, right? So it's not like he's saying anything that is out of pocket. One might say. And like, I don't even watch rally, and I know this story now. This has been like a continuous story throughout the season. I am assuming you're not aware of it. How his half season went? Was he as error prone?
I don't know how. I don't know if he did a half season or if he just did a couple of races.
Okay, but you don't know.
World Rally 1, I don't know how he did there exactly. I do know, obviously, his dad was a rally driver. He actually won the first rally in Japan, his dad, in 2004.
Oh, that's fun.
And now Elvin Evans, winning Japan this year, is now the only driver who has won a Rally Japan 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, and it used to be a gravel rally from 2004 till 2010. And then there was a break, and it came back in 2022, and it became an asphalt rally. And it used to rally...
So they changed where it is happening?
Yeah, it changed where it's happening, and also now it changed the time of year, because it used to be in the fall. Even last year it was in the fall. So now it's obviously in May, in the spring, which changed, of course, the temperature. It changed also like the ground a little bit. Like, yes, it's asphalt, but usually in the fall you have lots of leaves on the ground, that
is less grip and stuff like that.
Exactly. So this time they didn't have that, but they still had like dirt. And then the really cool thing, or I guess not cool for the drivers, but it's such a different thing to think about. They had what it's called a lot of strobing. So essentially,
it's the light falling in. Yes, of course.
And it gets so trippy.
That's insane.
So essentially, if people don't understand what this means, it's just, so they're driving through really thick forest, right? And then so they have this thick canopy of trees, and so the light comes through, of course, but because it comes through in patches and they drive through these speeds, it's like flickering lights essentially.
And your eye sometimes has hard time adjusting to that.
Exactly. So it can either be quite distracting, or the difficulty is also then you cannot see exactly where the ground is, or and because it's so narrow, it makes it even more trickier. You know, so it depends on the time of day and things like that. So that was really interesting. With Rally Japan also, they couldn't really do any drone shots or helicopter shots because they were in such thick forest for most of it. So it was mostly onboard cameras.
Interesting.
Which, with Rally, I don't mind onboard cameras because you can see how they're driving, and it's just such an insane feeling. And like I've said it before, like when they're close to a cliff and I'm like,
you're
I'm
like
leaning
moving to
over,
the side,
like, you know. But then this time it's also because it was such thick forest, sometimes the broadcast kept getting interrupted. And it's just like, I want to see what they're doing. So it was it was not, I have to say it's not my favorite rally of the season.
Interesting.
So far, actually, I think it's probably my least favorite out of this season. Not because, I mean, visually, it's still very beautiful, obviously.
This has nothing against Japan.
No, it's just obviously this one was not as eventful because Alvin was at the front from the beginning. Yes, you had this upset with Ollie, but then other than that, it was pretty straightforward. We did have Donut Gate.
Donut Gate.
So essentially,
that didn't make it in the minute. You had 5 seconds to talk about Donut Gate.
I forgot about it. I had it written down, but I forgot about it. So Donut Gate, essentially, stage 13, they had this special stage, which they had a couple of these where they set up like almost like an obstacle course for them to perform in. So there's more opportunities for audience members to watch it because it was in such thick forest. They didn't have a lot of audiences along just the track. And because also the Japanese people are very adherent to rules, they were just where they were allowed to be. So they had these like little obstacle courses partially set up where there's also places where you have to do like donuts. And then there was one stage 13, where first Josh McErlean did 2 donuts. And then everybody, even in the commentator booth, was like, wait, he did 2? But does everybody have to do 2? And then John Armstrong came through. He only did 1. So it's like, what? And then suddenly Adrian Formeau came through. He did 2.
I thought you were going to say he did 3.
No, he did 2. But it's like, what are we doing? Are we doing 2? Are we doing? Because I mean, it's timed, and like an additional donut costs you like 6 seconds.
So it was just 1 required?
Yes.
Oh.
So, but Josh was like just laughing about it because he was like, well, I guess I did an additional donut. And then I think Adrian was also just confused for a second. Yeah. And then they did that stage twice. I mean, all the stages they do for the most part twice. So then the second time around they did it correctly. But it was just like, oh, Donut Gate. Yeah, what is it? 1 or 2 donuts?
It wasn't really that.
No.
It would have been more Donut Gate if he would have told another driver, no, you have to do 2, and then he did 1. Then it would be Donut Gate. Yes. Because in this way, it's just like, but I like the word Donut Gate.
But yeah, I think overall, I did watch majority of the rally. I think I watched, the only rallies or stages I didn't watch were 4, 5, and 6, and the showdown or the shakedown. But all the other stages I watched because I was just like, I don't want to miss anything, you know. And it's just so tricky. I am looking forward to the next rally though. So the next rally,
this one is the one where I always think like,
Yes, exactly. So I'm very excited for the rally in Greece. So we do have a little bit of time off now, just because it doesn't come until the end of June, which is good. I mean, they deserve a little bit of a break because they've been like on off a week.
It was pretty stacked the first half of the year.
Exactly. So it's nice for them to have a little bit of a break. And then the good thing also, we're getting back to gravel, so that means hopefully the Hyundais might be a little bit more competitive. Maybe the Ford M Sport might be more in the mix as well. So we'll see. But I'm very much looking forward to it because we're literally halfway through the season right now. So there's so much left to
I think it's also a little bit of a bummer now that I look at the constructors, right? What is it? The only European that we have is it Skoda?
Well, that's in World Rally 2.
That's Rally. So we don't even have anyone in Rally 1. Because I'm like, wasn't Audi back in the day like, in, what is it, the famous Rally B category? Yeah. They were really, isn't Michel Mouton raced in an Audi?
Yeah, so in Rally 1, we have Toyota, we have Hyundai, and then we have the Ford M Sport, which is a privateer team from Northern England.
So, sorry, maybe Audi's like, listen, we're spending all our money in F1 right now.
Maybe. I mean, we'll see what happens in the future. And like I always say, I'm not too into all the like you said, I'm not in the bubble. You know, I enjoy watching it and whatever information I find out throughout the rally or maybe on socials, that's all I know. I haven't invested too much time outside of it into it. So if you guys who are watching this video know anything else about it, please do chime in. But I'm still so into it. I'm still very excited about it.
Very much. And I'm happy that you are.
Yeah.
I think you did a really good job with the minute doing the 20 stages.
I don't know. I feel like I could have added a little. I could have brought in the donut.
Yeah, but I think it is it can be like overwhelming. Like I just lost all words at the end of the last one.
Well, that's kind of where I was feeling myself going. So I was like, I'm just gonna stop.
Yeah,
and then just ended here. Because granted, I don't write specific notes for my minute. I just think about what it is that I want to watch, and I have my notes from watching the rally in general.
I did specific notes for my minute just because I wanted to tell that story.
Yes.
And I did tell the start of it, but it was not a good payoff. Sorry, guys. So I think yours, by you choosing your end, maybe that was the better thing. Or also, you'll get another try in a month.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, we're going to try to keep doing this 1 minute situation. I mean, I'm having fun doing it too.
It is. I feel like it definitely brings energy into that.
Yes, exactly. It's a fun experience. But Elvin Evans is currently still leading the overall rally championship with 151 points. Then we have Taka in second, and Ollie Solberg is still in third. Sammy is in fourth, and then followed by Ogier or Seb.
But Seb is not doing a full season, right?
No, he's not full time in the car, I believe. He's rotating out with some of the others. I mean, it's halfway through the season. So much can still happen. Of course, we have a bunch of gravel rallies coming up now. Mm-hmm. So those are just prone for punctures.
Yeah.
And all kinds of different mistakes. So I'm really excited. I have high expectations of the Greece rally because I'm just imagining how it's supposed to look in my head.
Yeah. I just imagine it being visually so breathtaking. Yes. But I feel like I say this about all of the rallies. I'm always like, oh, it's going to be in...
But they have been.
I know.
That's the only disappointing thing about Rally Japan is because we didn't get to see a lot of the gorgeousness because we only...
You didn't see Mount Fuji in the background?
No, because we had mostly the onboard cameras for most of it.
They should do one stage up Mount Fuji, and then second stage starts right after when they land and go down. Write it down, WRC. Okay. This is free.
But I'm just looking through my notes if there's anything else I wanted to say. But yeah, it was overall a fun rally. It had this really, like I said, interesting undertone of mourning the rally one car, or just in a way celebrating its last asphalt rally. But there's definitely this tone of sadness mixed in with it too, because it is the last one.
Yeah.
And I just, going into it, I didn't have an idea of how not emotional, but how they're feeling about these changes. Because I'm sensing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sensing that they're expecting the car performance to be significantly different and also slower.
Yeah, I mean, I thought always, like, after regulation changes, the cars automatically get slower, and then during time, they will build up speed.
Exactly. I mean, we're just at an end of one era, and apparently it's been a really exciting era, and I'm very happy that I get to experience the tail end of it, and then get to experience the new era as from the beginning. So, again, I'm so grateful about our motorsport experience and adventure. I mean, we've talked about this before. We'll make another video where we talk about all the things that we can celebrate in motorsport right now, because I mean, people love to criticize, and I mean, we do as well, but there's so many incredible things that have been happening over the last 2-3 years where we've been watching motorsport full time. So there's great things, and I feel like I'm in the middle of a really great thing in rally too.
Exciting, just like quote unquote stories, right? We have veterans winning championships. We have people coming back from injuries and doing really, really well. So it's like, I think it's a great time for motorsport. There will always be things that can be improved on, right? As much as we complain, or everyone does, but it is good to just sometimes take this step back and be like, wow, look how exciting it is.
Enjoy the greatness of it, and what a special era we're in with like technology, with athleticism, how far humans can push themselves. And I'm sure things will continue to develop, but I just, like you said, I think it's important to take a moment and just appreciate in this incredible time that we're living in.
And then it's also sometimes you also really get to witness someone at the start of their career or towards the end of their career. So, for example, with Solberg, right? So he's still very much at the beginning of his career, right? So we'll see how he is in 5 years. Is he able to, push the limit, but stay within it? Is he able to find that balance?
Well, and the same thing also with Sammy. Like Sammy flies a little bit under the radar, but he's fourth in the overall championship. He's been on 4 podiums, I think, this year alone.
So every stage, there's a podium opportunity, or is it overall at the end, you mean?
Opportunities of stage wins, individual stage wins per rally, and then you have the podiums at the end of the rally.
Okay, so the podium is like 1, 2, 3 at the end.
Exactly.
So he's 3 times he's been on the podium.
I think it's been 4 times, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's actually very impressive.
He's been really, really great this season. Very consistent this season. And I mean, we've been saying consistency is key. In so many championships we've recently seen won by not necessarily the person who won the most, but the person who's the consistent the most. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess we'll see. Yeah. But that's all I have to share about rally. Do you have any more questions about it?
I can't think of anything. Sorry. Real quick again, this Solberg thing, when he was beached, they had to get out of the car and push him off?
Well, he got out of the car. They tried to get back onto the track themselves, but because they couldn't rejoin themselves, they had to...
Was that bad?
Yeah, because he was on the edge, so his tires weren't touching the ground partially, I think, anymore.
So one side of the car wasn't touching, or both sides?
I think it was... The back was elevated or something.
So you couldn't get grip.
Yeah, exactly. So they tried, but then it's also, like I said, there's no audience members there, so there's nobody who can help you. It's just you and your co-driver. So
and you're not pushing a few ton car,
Yeah. So then they had to get out of the car. They were standing on the side, letting everybody know, hey, we're okay, until certain parts of the racing is over, and then they can be recovered. So that's why he was then also out. So he, like I said, he was beached at stage 10. So he couldn't compete for the following four stages, I think. So he immediately lost.
So you get 25 points for the overall win, and then you get more points for different things.
Yeah, because then you have the Super Sunday points, and then you have the Wolf Power stage. You get extra points. So those are extra things you get points for.
These are the pluses, I see.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
So overall, for example, in race 1, Oliver Solberg got 29 points.
Well, because he won in Monaco.
Exactly. So you get 25 points for winning, 1 point for something else, and 4 points for something else.
Yes.
So overall, 29 points. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
But yeah, so that's all I have to share for today. We will be back tomorrow to talk about the European Truck Racing Championship that somebody watched, and we want to talk about a very special winner of the weekend. So tune in for that tomorrow, and give us a like and subscribe. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.